Good afternoon, and thank you all for coming out. On behalf of the family of Wakiesha Wilson, the mother Lisa Hines, we say thank you for coming out. I am attorney Jai Person Lynn. I am representing the family of Wakiesha Wilson in this tragic death. Today, we are here to put pressure on the LAPD to release information regarding this death. This is Ms. Hines' only child. She went into LAPD custody about 12:50 a.m. on Saturday, March 26th. The family spoke with Wakiesha throughout the day on Saturday, and the last time Sunday morning, March 27th at around 7:45 a.m. That conversation lasted a few minutes. From the information we've gathered, Wakiesha was pronounced dead at 9:24 a.m. If we assume that the Los Angeles Times article today is accurate, then Wakiesha would have been transported to a hospital about an hour before she was pronounced dead. That gives us around 8:24 a.m. Now, today is Wednesday. 1 week, not from the day Wakiesha passed away, 1 week from the day that the family found out. And the reason we say found out is because the family was never told. They had to find out on their own, and we think it is a tragic matter that one is given a phone number to the coroner's office, and that is the way in which they find their loved one has passed away. There's three main tragedies here. The number one tragedy is Miss Wilson's death, of course. What do we know about it? Right now, all we know is that around the 8 a.m. time, someone from LAPD staff went to, according to what the family has been told and relayed to me, someone went to Wakiesha's cell to remove another inmate. We would like to find out who that person was. The person that went to move her and the inmate. Apparently there was some dispute. Wakiesha was asked to get on a bunk. She was defiant against that request. Now, if that's somewhere around 8 a.m. and she's taken to the hospital around 8:20 a.m., forgive us if we don't believe that a suicide is the reason that she was taken to the hospital. Forgive us if we do not believe that the LAPD officer or detention officer would have just accepted Wakiesha's defiance and walked away, and then somehow Wakiesha decided to take her own life. And the story we were given on that is that she hung herself using a shirt from the phone that's 3 to 4 feet off the ground in the cell. We would like to see that cell. We would like to be able to take the dimensions for ourselves. Now, this was Sunday morning. The family, in that phone call, Wakiesha said she was going to call back later on that day, as it was Easter Sunday when the family was together, to speak to everyone. That phone call never happened. Monday came around, no phone call. Tuesday came around, Ms. Hines is at court all day long. Department 30, no one can give her any answers over there. Tuesday night, she's calling. Wednesday morning, she finally gets someone in LAPD to take her information with promises the watch commander will call her back. Hours pass and no call back. She calls back. Eventually getting the watch commander on the phone, watch commander giving her a phone number. And that phone number was to the coroner's office. And that is a series of events that led to how this family was given the news or found out the news that their loved one had passed away. Now, the second tragedy is that time. If we all think about today is Wednesday, and we think about to Sunday, everything we did from Sunday morning throughout the day, all day Monday, all day Tuesday, and the morning of Wednesday, that's how long it took to get word to this family. The third tragedy is that because the LAPD has classified this as a suicide and the coroner's office has seemed to accept that, the insurance policy for Wakiesha Wilson refuses to pay out, being that they're saying there is a suicide clause in the insurance policy, and the insurance policy was just over a year old. So it hadn't reached that 2-year mark. So those are our 3 tragedies. Now today we are here to get some answers. We are here to discuss what happened or get some answers on the common decency. Where did the LAPD depart in the decency in their duty to inform the family that their loved one had passed away? How did that skip? In researching this case, I Googled a case that a man had passed away in 77th Street Station. That report said earlier today a man passed away, and that man was unidentified. That report said earlier today. That makes sense. So how did that information of the passing not only evade the family, but also you all, the media, who keeps tabs on things like this? That information evaded all of us. How is that possible? We want to know the answer. And forgive us, because we're not here to indict anyone. The family is prepared to accept whatever the facts present themselves to be. But this is not an investigation out in the streets where you have to find your witnesses. All of your witnesses either had a booking number in which you took their information, or they are LAPD personnel in which we know you have their information. So now we are 10 days out from the passing, but we still have all of these questions to be answered. Overall, we are here for justice for Wakiesha. With everyone I've talked to, no matter what they've said about Wakiesha, none of it, not one person has been able to come up with any reason why she would take her own life. Not one person has said that she had suicidal thoughts. So with that being the investigation that we've been able to do, because the rest we have not been able to do, it's not making sense to us. So that's what we're here for, is to get those answers, find justice, be able to bury Wakiesha with some dignity, and get some closure for this grieving family. Wakiesha is a mother, a sister, a daughter, a cousin, a friend. Wakiesha is everybody that's looking at this right now. We want the same treatment for Wakiesha that you would get. We want the same treatment for Wakiesha that any of the LAPD's brass family members would get. That's all we're asking, because we do feel like everyone's life matters, and we certainly feel and we certainly know Wakiesha's life matters. So with that, I'm going to allow the mother, Lisa Hines, to step forward and address you all.
My name is Lisa Hines, L-I-S-A-H-I-N-E-S. I'm the mother of Wakiesha Wilson. That was my only child. All I want to know is what happened. Because I know she didn't take her life. She had too much to live for. She was coming home. She told me to be in court. She was calling me back later that evening. I waited and I waited for that call, and it never happened. So I said, well, maybe the phone, somebody else was on the phone, so I let it go. Monday came, she never called. I said, okay, I'm gonna let that go, because I'll see her in court Tuesday. I went to court, I was there at 8:30 from the time they opened to the time they closed. At Department 30 on the 5th floor at Criminal Courts Building. The bailiff in the department, she told me, you have to check in. So she told me she didn't have Wakiesha on the list. She told me I could sit there because she might be a late comer add-on. So I sat there. Lunchtime came. I left out. I sat right there in the hallway until they came back from lunch. When they opened the doors, I went back in to see if she was gonna come out. She never came out. I was there till they saw the last person. When they saw the last one, I talked to the lady. She told me to go to the second floor to the information booth. They told me she was supposed to be in Department 30 and she wasn't there. So I went home and I started calling. Nobody could give me no answers. They were saying that system hadn't been updated. All they saw was 0, 0, 0 behind her name. So I waited. I called all night. They told me call after 12 midnight. Called 2 o'clock in the morning. I was calling every hour on the hour. Still couldn't get anything. I called Wednesday morning. They kept Officer Fox and some more officers. They kept telling me to call back, giving me different numbers to call, and I didn't get nowhere. So I kept calling. I called this station back, and Officer Fox told me, I told him I was trying to locate my daughter, Wakiesha Wilson. He said, "Oh, you're the mother?" And I said, "Yes." He told me the watch commander wanted to speak with me, and he needed my information for him to call me back. So he never called back. I called back. He told me he was unavailable. All I could do was just sit and wait for him to call me. I told him okay. I gave him an hour more. He didn't call back. I called again. Officer Fox answered the phone again, and he told me to hold on. He came back with the watch commander, and the watch commander said, "Miss Hines, I'm gonna give you a number, and I need you to take this number and ask for investigations." And I asked him, I said, "Investigations? What's going on? Is my daughter all right? Where is she? Is she alive?" He said, "Ma'am, I don't have any information. All I know is you need to call this number and ask for investigations." So I did. When I did, the coroner's office answered, and
We believe in God. So I know there is absolutely no way she would take her own life. And it's devastating because she has so much to live with. Weeble was friendly to everybody. When she came out to visit me in Moreno Valley, we was driving, going shopping or something. She pulled out a $5 bill to give to a homeless man. And now, on Easter Sunday, it would never be the same. Because not only was it Easter Sunday, March 27th was my birthday. Now, how I'm supposed to go on my birthday knowing this is the day my niece was killed?